So hey everyone, it's Stephen. Yeah, I was mentioning yesterday a lot happened in this last week, and part of it was my video yesterday on a new a new way of arranging the physicalism in the Orthodox Christianity. But also, I made a couple of videos on the Noah, my sort of discovery of of Noah's building of an altar after the flood, and that's sort of bowling me over the way, especially the way that God reacts to Noah. Why did no one ever tell me about this? Because it seems a perfect encapsulation of everything that we're doing in our Christian in the liturgy that we're doing in our Christian Orthodoxy. So really, it's quite a thing, because for the year and a half that I've been becoming Orthodox, I've been sort of trying to figure out, well, what sort of Orthodox am I? Well, first of all, I'm Orthodox and not Catholic, and not Protestant. That just because the church I walked into seemed perfect, not through any original exploration, just by feel. I think it turned out to be a really good fit. It seems so. So let's hope I've not come all the way this far in Orthodoxy without any exploration. It's exactly the opposite. What's going on is that okay, so I'm Orthodox, but then in the Orthodox Church, there's a split. We don't talk about it. We talk about the split between the Catholic Church and the Orthodox, but we don't talk about the Orthodox split back in the 450s with the Council of Chalcedon, where we sort of said we're going to go with the Greek definitions of things and not with the Aramaic. So the Eastern Orthodox say, well, we can't go along with that. So there's a split in the church. And the more I studied it, the more I found I was sympathetic to the Eastern side of the Eastern Orthodox Church. And that seemed to me a big deal. If I'm in disagreement with Chalcedon, which seems sort of a basic council of the Orthodox Church, that we agree with Chalcedon. Well, I don't, like, in a fundamental way, so I confessed it. And my priest said, do you have any problem with anything in the liturgy? And I'm like, no, there's nothing in the liturgy that I have any issue with. I just have an issue with people defining things that I think are better left undefined. Mysteries that are better left apophatic mysteries. And Chalcedon sort of forced the hand on that. It forced the hand on not only the mechanics of a mystery, but also that we were going to define it in Greek terms. So that's the thing I couldn't go along with. Priest says, that's not a problem until you become a priest. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to become a priest. So it's not a problem at all, as long as there's nothing in the liturgy. So that was it keeps on being true that this Orthodox Church is very liberal. It allows you to think what you want. Now, yeah, within certain limits, I suppose. But I'm just happy inside the limits, and I'm surprised that I can float around within these limits the way that I can. I'm not surprised, delighted, delighted that I can, look at this thing in different ways. And as a layperson in the church, it appears that as long as there's nothing said in the liturgy that I have issues with. So I'm in the choir singing the liturgy, we sing the liturgy. So I'm not only know the liturgy, I sing the liturgy. So there's no problem. In fact, it's the anti-problem. It's the way out of problems that I was having in my scientific view of more than 2 years ago. So I've become, I sort of was defining myself. Okay, so I'm Eastern Orthodox, and that means that I'm not in agreement with the Chalcedon, and then there's a couple of different sort of flavors of that, and I'm sort of a Miaphitic, so I'm sort of the Northern Eastern, and it was a lot of fun, sort of, who am I, who am I most like, and then, right, and then I discover the Armenian church. There's poets in the Armenian church, and I write a lot of poetry, and I really resonate with the Armenian poets. And so that makes sense because they're anti-Chalcedon and they're Miaphitic. And so there's like, wow, this is that period. I guess that's, I was really sort of bowled over, but I became like this little compartment, right, within the church. I'm sort of seeing where in the complexity of the way the church defines itself, where in that complexity do I fit? Where am I in the complex system? So I don't think this is something normally people do, but I'm a science guy, right? I'm a science guy. We do that. So I did it in the church, and I became sort of boxed in, and not in an uncomfortable way for me, but just in a way that was like when they said, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Well, I'm like Eastern Orthodox with Miaphitic tendencies, and not in agreement with Chalcedon, and sympathetic to the Armenian Church." It's like it's just. Then I discover Noah. Then I discover Genesis 8:20-22. And suddenly, in 3 Bible verses, I'm completely encapsulated. And it's such a cool thing. And then I guess, as I'm reading more and more about, well, this Noah thing, apparently I'm a Noah kind of a guy. So there's the Noahides, right? There's the Noahides in Judaism. And so I'm a Noahidic Christian and that's this is like a revelation. I don't know how my priest is going to react to this idea, but I'm going to wait and see how this goes because I've only thought this for 2 days. So I'm going to try to figure out how that all works out. So I know the 7 laws of the Noahides. I know a bunch of stuff now about the Noahides, and I just like it because of those 3 verses in Noah. So I'm completely on board with the whole Noah thing. And when I look at the rest of the Old Testament from sort of a Noahide or Noah perspective, it feels very good. It feels all of a sudden things to seem to fall in place. So how could this possibly be that this highly defined Armenian Eastern, non-Chalcedon, Miaphitic Christian has suddenly decided he's a Noahidic Christian, and that I don't know, I don't know how that is, but it's really nice having a very simple definition, right? I have this Noahide tendency. Now, I'm 2 days in. I'm going to be reading up on it. Maybe I'm not. Noahide has a lot of connotations that I have no idea what they are, and maybe in a couple of weeks after I'm investigated a bit, I'll be horrified that I made this video this way. But that's where I am right now. I'm this complex little particle within this big complex theology, or I'm Genesis 8:20-22, Noahidic, but Christian. On that altar of Noah, I definitely think that who he's worshiping is a Trinity, and one of the persons that's there while he's worshiping is Jesus Christ. So probably it's going to be okay. Probably it's going to be okay. Thanks.